When did you learn that you could sing well? Was that something that came later? Because obviously you've
Like
got a
fifth
killer
year.
voice, not only for what the genre you do, but like the unplugged versions of these acoustic songs that you guys put up as well are like insane.
Yeah, I mean, probably like last year. I don't know.
Like right before I recorded the the
Yeah,
unplug album. No, dude, you're
yeah, because
great.
I played guitar for a long time, and then when I started what became Bad Omens, I wanted to do like I wanted to be the front man and like do the vocals and everything, and I really had no idea what I was doing. Like I had a good tone, I guess, for like my screaming vocal and my singing vocal. I was not even close to being refined enough
Hmm.
for what we were doing so early, I guess. So that's something I kind of learned as we went on, and it's interesting because like looking back, I definitely don't think I was qualified for the job when we were recording our first record. Just because I was still in that phase where I was trying really hard to like emulate other people instead of finding
Hmm.
my own voice, which I believe now is like the most crucial step.
And the hardest thing to do,
Yeah,
right? I
very
mean,
hard.
how hard is that?
Well, I think a big part of it to me, and I like preach about this a lot whenever people ask me about like singing and stuff, is so much of it is like holistic and psychological, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I think like once you get over that hump of being like insecure or like not very confident or like shy or anything of like being heard by people around you, like once you really like let that go like internally and start experimenting and just not being afraid to hear your own voice and being afraid of other people hearing your voice, that's when you like really start to discover what cool stuff you can do that's like only natural to you and like your voice and your body. And
Hmm.
that's kind of what I feel like we did with our most recent record. Um, and yeah, it's like it's just been a blast ever since because now I'm such a much more comfortable singer,
Hmm.
both live and in studio. And like if someone, even if like the vocal booth is just a mic in the room and it's not a booth, and they're like, "Hey, just sing this part," I'm like, "Okay," and I just go up and I'm not afraid of people hearing me untuned out in the room. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Once you get over that and you realize like we're all musicians, we all have bad days and sound kind of rough sometimes without tuning here and there and reverb and processing. Like once you get over that, it's just so easy.
Right. I mean,
So much
it's
more
not
fun.
that it's easy, but like that's the hardest thing. I mean, the only I'm not a songwriter or singer, but the way I relate to that is like I came from radio, from terrestrial radio, to for my 17 years, and I would always try to emulate and like do or say things that I would hear. Not say things, but like try to have the cadence of somebody that I looked up to on the radio or listened to. And it wasn't until like you don't do that because it's like, well, that guy's already going to be the best one at doing that because it's him. Like you will never achieve that. And then you find your own voice, which is like literally the hardest thing there is to do. Like,
Yeah, there's like an expression. I This is such a deviation of it, but essentially, it's like you don't want to be the next blank band. You want to be the first you. You know what I mean?
right? No, that's
Like you don't want to be the
100%
next Nine Inch Nails. You want to be the first Bad Omens. Like that's how I approach it.
right,
You want to be that artist that other people are emulating someday, and then hopefully ultimately realize that's not the move and find their own thing. But you
right.
know what I mean? Like you want to kind of lead that path, and I think that's how like music gets reinvented and gets like evolved in really cool ways.